Hey y'all, so I'm back with another video. Today I'm doing a tutorial on how I did these stitch braids. I will be doing a more close-up video for my beginner braiders, but if you've already been braiding and just wanted some tips and tricks on how to do some stitch braids, this should be helpful for you. So let's get into it. Alright, so I start out by spreading some of that shining gem all over her edges. If you're a braider, then you probably know what shining gem is. I use the orange jar, that's my favorite. And this just helps give it a sleek look, make sure there aren't any flyaway hairs, and it just helps start the molding process. So after I spread that shining gem all over her edges, I'm going to start parting the first part. Now, I am very picky on my parts. If you watched my last video, then you probably see me taking forever to part. So I'm going to skip some of my parting in this video because it literally takes me like 6 minutes to part. But that's what I'm going to be doing here, is just parting out that first braid on the side. Okay, I'm still parting, y'all. But another important part of getting those parts super neat is making sure that you comb that hair into the direction that it'll be braided into. So you'll see me, like, for the braid part, I'll be combing down, and for the rest of the hair, I'll be just combing it kind of up to mold it and get it out of the way. This just really helps the parts get so much neater. Alright, so I finally finished parting, y'all. It took me forever. Next, I'm going to be using my Beauty Aristos Super Hold Edge Control to mold these braids. Now, it is super important with feeding braids, especially if you want to stitch, to make sure to use a lot of product and really mold these braids. That's what's going to get the hair to really pull into the braids like you need it to. It helps the grip. It helps the neatness. Like, y'all just make sure y'all lather their hair up with products. That's the only way that you can get these styles super neat. And once you get that product on there, just mold the hair a little bit more with that comb. And I promise y'all gonna see a difference. Just try it. Okay, so once you finish molding the braid, the molding part really takes a long time. So once you finish that, then if your client's like a whole lot of edges, you can comb those baby hairs out. Also, if your clients have maybe an uneven hairline or some thin hair in some areas, then combing the edges out or the hair at the perimeter, that just, gives a cleaner hairline look. It kind of make it look like a frontal to me. I don't know about y'all, but it be giving arrogant taste to me. Also, y'all are gonna see me like making sure that I have an even amount of edges out on both sides, because you know you don't want your clients to have the swoop on one side and then a little curl on the other side. Like, that's not cute. But after you part those baby hairs out, you're gonna section the hair off vertically into, I section off about 2 to 3 parts just to start off the stitch. This kind of helps you so you don't have to use your nails to stitch as much. You can just already have those stitches pre-parted for you. So you'll start the stitch off by taking a very, very tiny strand of hair, like super small. And with that first part, you're going to braid it as if you would start just braiding her regular hair. So you're going to see me like, you know, just starting that braid off a little bit. Okay, so like I said, these angles aren't the best, but if you've been braiding before, then hopefully this video with my explanations are like good enough. So for the stitch braids, it's pretty much the same pattern over and over again. So you braid the hair, you braid the natural hair, and then you will feed in a strand of the braiding hair, and then you'll continue the braid, and once you go back, you'll just be pulling in the next set of hair. The important thing about stitch braids is to make sure that you're really gripping the hair. That's pretty much the key to getting this style to look super neat, is to make sure that you're really holding on to the hair super duper tight. So feed in, pull, and then braid back. Feed in, pull, and then braid back. Now, one thing that makes feed-ins easier for me, especially if you're braiding 4C hair, is once you get to the where their head curves, I switch from, I think I start out with underhand and then I do overhand, or maybe it's the other way around. I don't know the order, but once I get to the back of their head, I flip my hands just so I can really grip and pull like I need to. I think this is underhand. And like I said, you know, if they have 4C hair, it's kind of hard to grip with just your fingers. So this way you have that full hand to really grab the whole part of hair. And the last tip that I will give you guys is for feed-ins. Once you get to the back of their head, before you finish braiding the hair, make sure you feed in some extra braiding hair. This will keep your braids even all the way through. I know sometimes when you do feed-ins, like once you get to the back of their head where you're done with the scalp, it just kind of looks super thin, and it's not a good look. So to prevent that, you just add some hair in before you finish braiding at the scalp, and then that'll just help it keep that fullness. Alright y'all, so here's how the style turned out. I really did love it. My client loved it as well. She wanted to add a little pop of color. So if you like this video, then like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll be sure to post some more videos soon.